Hi everyone, it's Andrew here. I just wanted to give you guys a quick demo of ShareFile because I know a lot of you have had some questions about how to use the tool. So I'm logged in here to ShareFile right now. This is in Chrome, and I've also got it logged in here as Internet Explorer. I'm actually going to go to the dashboard in each so we can show you the difference. There are advantages to actually using Chrome and Internet Explorer, largely around downloading of files. So one of the things I want to show you is if I go to a document, I'm going to actually use the Cloud4CPA file here. In Internet Explorer, if I download this file, it will give me the options that you're used to with the old Alfresco. So I can save that to a location that I want. So I can do save as, and that allows me to choose which folder I want, whether that's my downloads or one of the shared folders. I'm not going to actually download this now. And then, actually maybe I will. So it's going to do save as, and I'm going to put it to my temp folder. And then once done, you can actually open it by clicking open. It's the same for, in this case, a PDF, or if you were opening a caseware file, that would work the same way. So let's get rid of this guy. Sorry, getting a couple of error messages here. So that's one advantage of Internet Explorer over Chrome. Generally speaking, Chrome is a better browser with the exception of that one issue. So if I'm in the same file here and I choose to download this file in Chrome, it will download to my downloads folder. You can see it showing up here. That's nice in some features, if you're dragging and dropping things into other documents. However, for caseware files where we need to save that to a separate folder, it's not as handy. One thing you can do is you can show in folder, and then you could copy that and then put it into the folder that you wanted to, and save that there if you wanted. So that is one potential workaround if you do want to use Chrome, but of course Internet Explorer is also a great tool. The other thing I want to show you that works in both Internet Explorer or Chrome is the ability to initiate approval. So once I'm into a document like we are here, I can actually initiate an approval. And this is the workflow. Moses will probably be the one using this the most to send files to my father for approval, but can also be used to send clients their final package for approval as well. So I'm basically going to say I want to get approval on this document. I can select a due date for that. I can put in a person's email. I'm going to put in myself here, just so we can show you what that looks like. In theory, you could put in multiple people. I'm going to not require participants to log in, but I am going to say every approver must reapprove newly uploaded versions. I'm going to add some notes. And I'm going to start that workflow. I should get an email from myself shortly initiating that workflow. So I'm going to pop over into my email and see if that's come through yet. We'll give it a second to come through. Okay, we'll wait for that workflow to come through in a minute so I can show you what that looks like. I do also want to show you one other tool, and this is ShareFile Sync, which is a tool that we're going to use inside of our new working environment. And I am actually doing all that. There's the thing. Let's look at that. Sorry that took so long. So here's the sample of the email that they get. The following individuals have asked you to approve this document. It gives you my notes right there. So I'm going to say, okay, oh, I don't actually want to do that. I want to click review documents, right? And this is the page that the reviewer will see. And as you can see, they have the ability to approve, request changes, or reject. If they do request changes, then in order for them to approve the document, a new version will have to be uploaded. And what will happen is if you request changes, once the person uploads a new version, it will then go kick back to the reviewer for approval. In this case, I'm just going to approve this, and then I'll show you what that looks like as far as the email that we'd get back. This will kick back to the person who initiated the approval, which is actually my Gmail address. So I'm just going to, and of course we can actually track this in the list of all the workflows that we've got, which is a nice little feature here. So we can see that that is approved. And in fact, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go to Gmail and show you what this looks like. Should have this open. So there's my ShareFile notification that the file has been approved. So this has been approved, and it tells you who approved the file. So that's an example of the types of notifications you can get. Like I say, I do want to show you one other thing, which is ShareFile Sync. Now, my recommendation on ShareFile Sync is to make use of your favorites folder. So what many of you may not realize is that there's this nice little star button here that allows you to favorite folders. Don't favorite the entire client's folder because that's going to create a huge download. What she'll do is pick the individual file. I'm just going to pick a random file here. 3P Vantage. I'm going to now favorite that. That's now in my list of favorites, and this is important. I'll show you why in a second. So we see 3P Vantage there in my favorites. Now I have installed the ShareFile Sync on the new environment, which means I have a folder inside my list of folders called ShareFile. Included in there is my favorites. Now at the moment you only see HW Consulting because that's one of the folders I synced earlier. To add the other folders that you want to sync, you would simply come to your ShareFile, which is in your system tray. We click on the ShareFile button. This tells me any files that are being synced or checked out. We can sync now, but I'm actually going to do a preference. And I'm going to choose the folders that I want to share. I'm going to go to my personal folders, and I'm going to add 3P Vantage, and I'm going to apply that. And now, anytime there's some updates, that'll be synced, and we can see I can actually work within this folder here locally, just like it's a local file. One of the things you may want to do, now this is maybe a bad example because that might not have, let's go to HW Consulting, which is one I synced a few minutes ago, because I know this has got a file in here. So one of the things that I could do is if I right click on this folder, I can of course open the file, but then there's this share file option. So I could copy that share file link to the clipboard in case I wanted to email it to someone. I can email with share file. I can also check out. So this is an important feature that we need to use. So I'm going to check out that file. That's now checked out. If I want to check in the file, I can right click, go to my share file, and check in. Lots of options available for you within the ShareFile Sync, and you'll see if I actually open this file, it's going to open up, it's going to uncompress, it's going to work just like I want it to. So it's asking me if I want to overwrite this. I'm going to say yes. So there we can see we've got a regular caseware file that I can move around in, just like I would normally. I can then close this file. It will compress. And by doing that, that's effectively created a new file in ShareFile. So if I go here to my ShareFile folder, we should see, so nothing recent there. So it's syncing 3P Vantage, it's a recently synced folder. I'll just do a sync now. But eventually that would be synced automatically and saved into the file without you having to upload or download the file. So I apologize, it actually is doing a couple things. It's it's syncing a few files. Unfortunately, that's because I just synced the entire 3P Vantage folder. But I can come back to that. I do also want to show you how you can check out a file within ShareFile itself. So unfortunately, I don't know why it doesn't give you the checkout document in the list of files here. But when you go back to your folders, if you're looking at a file, just going to look at any file here. Didn't mean to do that. So I've just clicked to highlight that. And now under the More button, okay, well, I don't have an option to check out the file there. Let's look at actual, let's go to a personal folder. Go to clients. Actually, you know what? Let's go to my favorites. And let's go to HW Consulting. And let's go to 2017. And finalized. And okay, it's still uncompressed at the moment, but let's say I wanted to check out this file, and that's just because the sync is still taking place. I can go to More Options, and I can check out from there. So we're seeing that normally now. So that's the basic tutorial I want to give you on how to use ShareFile. There's certainly more to this tool and more features that we're going to be able to use. So I am really quite excited about